Welcome back to Cryptos Are Us. I'm George. We're all George. So today, of course, this morning while I was streaming, Powell started testifying in front of Congress, right? So let's talk about what was said exactly, what spooked the market, more importantly, and how we should prepare. And also, we do have Gary Gensler, SEC Gary Gensler. We know he's no fan of crypto based on his actions, right? But the good news is he may be facing some massive losses in the near future. I'm talking about 3 massive lawsuits that he may be losing in the near future, which could definitely propel Bitcoin and crypto sky high. So let's talk about all these things and more. Let's do this. Welcome. So as you can see, let's start out with Powell, Mr. Powell. U.S. market got spooked based on what Powell said. The Dow went down 600, NASDAQ down 145, and Bitcoin actually, unfortunately, went down a little bit too. Dropped to a day low of 21.9 before recovering back above 22,000. Now it's about 22,200. And maybe the George effect is starting to happen, but we're a little bit down since this morning. Everything went down because Powell now says if the totality of the data were to indicate that faster tightening is warranted, we would be prepared to increase the pace of the rate hikes. That is the most essential thing that he said, which means he is indicating that hey, maybe we need to up the next rate hike, right? Higher than originally anticipated. Okay, that's what it's sounding like. And guess what? That is now the prediction. Look at the CME prediction. Now there's only a 28% chance for a 25 basis point hike. And 72% chance that it's going to be a 50 basis point hike now. What happened? This morning, it was flip-flopped. It was about 30%, 50 basis points. Now, it's about 30%, 25 basis points. Basically, everyone is thinking that Powell's going to turn hawkish based on what he just said. Probably based on the labor market being so damn strong, okay? And we're going to get another reading. Soon, and we're going to get another inflation reading soon, right? So I know the estimates look bad right now, but it could certainly flip the opposite side once again because we still have some important stuff coming out. Like next week will be CPI, so we'll see how inflation is, and we'll get another non-farm payroll report, I think, this week, right? So things could still change, but Powell has more to say tomorrow in front of the House. But most likely it'll be the same thing. It would be silly for him to say one thing in front of the Senate, another thing in front of the House, right? So that basically happened today. That's why the markets got spooked once again. Powell struck once again. And that is why the Treasury yield for U.S. bonds skyrocketed. The 2-year yield topped 5% for first time since 2007. That's a long time, right? And the reason being because people are fearful. Whenever people are fearful, they flock to bonds, right? And bonds just going crazy right now. Absolutely crazy once again, right? And it's not just crypto. Look at what happened today, right? Literally everything turned red because of Powell. That's the kind of control he has, right? And also, he talked about crypto. And he didn't really say good things either. I mean, to quote him, he's like, we don't want to stifle innovation, right? So that's good. We have to be open to the idea that somewhere in there is technology that can be featured in productive innovation that makes people's lives better. That is the good part. The bad part is we've seen just a remarkable sets of events in the crypto space, quite a lot of turmoil, right? And he warns banks from getting involved with crypto. Now, he does have a point, right? Obviously, with FTX and all that, he has a point. But also, I think, he's kind of protecting his own. The Federal Reserve is the biggest bank in the United States. And now he's telling other banks, smaller banks, say, hey, don't get involved with crypto. You know why? Because crypto can displace all banks in the future. So I think there's a little bit of that. A little bit like, okay, we need to keep them in check before they run the world. So there's a little bit of that, and that obviously wasn't good. So that's what Powell said overall, right? Spook markets. But here's the thing. Despite all of this, despite every person seemingly to becoming negative these days, right? Including Powell, including Gary Gensler, which I got to get to right now, but including everyone, right? Look at this. BlackRock launches a private trust to give clients exposure to spot Bitcoin. You know what this is? This is competition to GBDC. They are launching their own trust, which will be filled with spot Bitcoin, right? So it makes you wonder, while everyone else is fearing and afraid of regulators, afraid of the macro conditions, afraid of the downturn, right? Who's not afraid? The biggest asset manager on earth, and Larry Fink himself says, we've seen a growing number of institutions showing interest in Bitcoin. And now, despite, everything, they are involved with Bitcoin, with Bitcoin miners, with everyone, right? Everything. Even Silvergate. Everything. They are involved, right? So, kind of a glimpse, right, of these big boys, what they're really doing. I think behind the scenes, right, they are just massively accumulating while retail investors are fearful and panicking. That's really how to sum it up, right? These big boys are preparing. They're preparing and preparing some more, right? While everyone else is fearful. But you know what? That may change because right now we are also fearful of Gary Gensler, right? Because of all the regulations and all the stuff that he's trying to do. But here's three massive lawsuits that could end his rule, his reign, so to speak. Okay, first of all, he's trying to stop someone like Voyager from being bought out by Binance to the US. We know that Voyager's been trying to get their assets out for a long time. They agreed to sell the FTX. Obviously, FTX went down. So they agreed to sell the Binance to the US. Binance already said they will give as much, assets back, right? But the SEC does not want that. SEC is trying to stop it. And even the judge now says, just stop it, SEC. Stop it, Gary, right? We're going to allow this to go through. There are still some hurdles, right? But again, this could put Gary in his place a little bit because he's just causing a whole lot of disruption right now, right? And we'd like to see him lose. We need to see some pushback, right? So here's a small one. This is not the biggest one. The other big one out there is the fact that Ripple, right, may be winning this case. This may be the biggest one of all, okay? Now, it seems like there's growing sentiment that Ripple is about to win, that the ruling is about to come. And the person that is on the SEC side, the one that's supposed to be judging whether or not Ripple is actually making any profit from selling XRP, the judge threw him out and said his testimony is out, right? So basically, SEC has no expert witnesses at this point. So without that, how are they going to prove their case? So this, and Brad is very cheerful recently. Brad seems to think that they have this in the bag. So this could absolutely change the industry and put Gary in his place, right? He can't just declare everything a security, right? He picked on the wrong project that has deep pockets. He thought Ripple probably would have folded long time ago, right? But now it's looking pretty bleak for him and the SEC. So that would be absolutely fantastic, not only for Ripple, but for entire crypto space. But that's not all. Even though this may be the biggest case, but there's one other case that we haven't heard a lot about, but it's just as big. Now we have lawyers coming out, this one from Bloomberg, saying that Grayscale is about to win its lawsuit against the SEC too. Grayscale sued the SEC, arguing that there's no good reason why they stopped a spot Bitcoin ETF. They let a lot of futures Bitcoin ETF go through, but they keep denying spot Bitcoin ETFs, even though guys like Grayscale and Fidelity has met all the conditions, yet the SEC keeps saying no. And now, apparently, the lawyer is saying, at first, we thought the SEC had a 60% chance of winning. Now we think Grayscale has a 70% chance of winning. So something happened, I don't know what, behind the scenes. Now it appears that Grayscale may win this lawsuit. And if so, that means Gary will be forced to allow a spot Bitcoin ETF. Not just one. We know there's many applicants. There's been a dozen over the past few years, right? And this could bring in billions upon billions upon billions of dollars into the space. Bitcoin spot ETF means that all these funds will have to purchase Bitcoin to be able to sell the ETF shares, right? So this will be absolutely huge too. So think about it. You have Ripple case that Gary may be losing. You have the Grayscale Bitcoin ETF case Gary may be losing. And then the Binance case. And who knows what else other case that he may be losing. And this is what we want to see. And maybe, who knows? Maybe after all these losses, Coinbase, let's hope, maybe they have the balls to go after the SEC and Gary and saying, you can't declare staking illegal either. Maybe after these losses, we have another giant suing the SEC, basically arguing that you can't just deem staking a security. Maybe Paxos sues, or maybe Binance sues the SEC saying, you can't declare our stablecoin a security either, right? So there's a lot that could be coming afterwards if Gary loses these cases, which is why I labeled he may be seeing massive losses, or maybe he's on his way out because maybe people lose faith in him and they just, maybe Biden selects someone else. I don't know. But, man, a lot of exciting stuff happening. We've been waiting years upon years upon years, right? So it may finally be coming. Awesome stuff. What's also awesome is outside of Bitcoin, the space is still growing. You have an esports giant TSM. So they are partnered up with Avalanche. I think it was yesterday, I covered a whole bunch of gaming projects, right? Gaming is definitely huge, leading the space, leading the Web 3.0 space. And now you have sports teams, right? Esports teams getting involved, getting on top of blockchain, right? And who knows how they're going to build this out with maybe NFT trophies or NFT items or assets, who knows? It's starting to happen. And as for Avalanche itself, still growing pretty good. 1,500% transactional growth in 2022. I say that's pretty good. And this is despite the fact 2022 is pretty bad, right? And then lastly, for Sheep fans, hey, Sheep has pre-announced this quite enough. Finally, they're saying Shibarium will be launching this week, although they're still teasing it and there's still no official date. But by the end of this week, Shibarium should be out. I'm assuming probably Sunday. Okay. Saturday is Sunday, but probably Sunday. So we will see what happens afterwards. It has been teased and pre-announced forever, and it finally may be coming, right? So good overall. And lastly, as for Bitcoin, I've already talked a lot about Bitcoin, but you know what? When in doubt, zoom out and realize that, yes, we had some turbulence before. We had many market cycles where it seemed like we're recovering and then we fall back down. It seems like we're not recovering, right? A lot of up and downs. But when you zoom out and realize, man, those were good times, good DCA opportunities, right? Many people always look at it this way, like, oh, I should have or could have, or, you know, I could have done this better. I could have DCA'd more, this and that. It's always regrets, right? But the people that don't have regrets, the people that had been DCAing all the way from bottom till top, right? They're the ones that's laughing all the way to the bank. So just know that we are still very early, very, very early. And despite the macro conditions, right? Long-term, Bitcoin is still following its path, still looking good, and there's plenty of upside to go. Yep. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Let's do some Q&A. Brock says most of these new jobs are fast food workers. You mean like lower paying blue collar jobs? I could see that. I said this recently. I've heard a lot of people, high paying white collar people, losing their jobs. And I don't know. I mean, it's recent, so I don't know how easy it will be for them to find jobs according to, you know, the economic data that we have with unemployment being so low and non-farm payrolls being so high. You would figure all these people should be able to find jobs very easily, right? But we'll see if that's actually the case. All right, let me scroll down. Let's see what I missed. Too many old farts and powers, according to Zach. It would be nice to get some younger blood, right? Into positions of power, right? But that doesn't seem to be the case. I did say I have a very important question to ask you guys during Q&A, but let me try to catch up here. Let's see. Still scrolling. Question on seed phrase. A 24 seed phrase like Lamy meant for ADA works with a multi-coin wallet like Trust. Does it duplicate the wallet? Yes. Yes, it does. So it's good so that you can have backup wallets ready, but it's also bad because if you lose your old wallet, it's still active. Have I done? No, I haven't. Yes, I have. And I'm not impressed by it. So stop asking. If you ask one more time, just go ban you from the channel. It's getting annoying now. It's obvious you're a Caspa shill, okay? But you don't need to ask every day if my mind changed on Caspa, which it hasn't. May I ask to get your thoughts on Bone? What would you like to know about Bone? The only reason why Bone has any value and has gone up is because of Shibarium. So if Shibarium becomes very active and, people, they need to transact on Shibarium, they need to use Bone. I mean, that creates a really good use case, I guess, for it. Do you think Dash and its privacy features will help propel the price? No, I don't think it will. In fact, I believe it'll hurt its price. More and more people, or regulators, I should say, around the world are attacking privacy coins, and they are delisting them. They're forcing the exchanges to list them. So coins like Dash will suffer. Norman, appreciate it. I wonder if Shibarium is good. Is a 5x possible for Bone? It could. It could. But it's still not going to be as valuable as Sheeb. Sheeb will be burned. And Sheeb is still the token that most people have. And the token that most exchanges have, more importantly. Very few exchanges have Bone. So, can it go up? Yeah, but I think Sheeb will probably benefit more than Bone. We'll see. We'll see. Check. I was actually going to do SBF Adventures too, but I thought, at this point, no one cares about SBF, so I'm not going to do it. Do you think the housing market is in the greedy, delusional stage? Sellers are so greedy now? I don't think so. I don't think they're in the greedy, delusional stage. It's just reality. No one wants to sell below market price. People want to sell at market price. And there's very little sellers right now because they don't want to lose their sweet low interest rates, right? So the supply is still somewhat low. Man, something's going on with my internet. It keeps cutting in and out. I apologize. I don't know what's up. Gary must be mad at me. Gary may be trying to hack the stream. How would Powell be as a head of SEC? Probably better than Gary. Better than Gary. We thought Gary understood, right? Like he was gonna be a friend of crypto. That turned out to be false. Oh yeah, my wallet is this. I mean, not my wallet. My question is this. So I've been debating how I should dress for, this TV show I'm going to be on, the next Crypto Gem, right? It's approaching. It's approaching. I have to decide how to dress. Now, my question is, should I just dress normally like I normally do, right? I'm just like a total t-shirt and jeans guy. You guys know that. I don't dress up really well, but because it's a TV show and millions of people may watch it, I don't know if I should get all, dressed up, a nice suit or a sports coat or something like that, or just go my normal ways and just be me. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? I hate suits. Never. I know I shouldn't say I never wore a suit. Obviously I did wear a few times, but but I think I may have to get some new ones. See, it's kind of mixed. People are saying, half the people say be you, half the people say dress to impress. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be wearing 6 different types of Jordans because the recording is for 6 days, so I'm gonna be wearing Jordans no matter what I wear. I don't think there's any shots in my shoes. Oh, this is a hot topic right here. Let me start a poll. How should I dress on the next Crypto Gem show? Dress to impress. Dress normally. Dress. All right, I'll just leave those two. All right, you guys take the poll and let me know. Show the class. Should I go overboard? I don't want to go overboard. The SBF option, yeah, like a slob, maybe that should be an option. I was just thinking, you know, a dress shirt or a t-shirt, a nice sports jacket, jeans, and some nice sneakers, you know, or maybe dress shoes, something like that, right? That's what I consider business casual, and I feel comfortable. And I think it'll look pretty good like that. Um, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Black colored button up dress shirt. Simple, slim. Yeah. I bought a few dress shirts recently. No tie for sure. Um, but I think, you know, you got to complement it with a jacket, you know, some sort of jacket. Someone says it's LA dressed up for God's sake. Someone says, how come Binance Australia bans staking when I also use a local exchange in Australia called CoinSpot that allows it? Because Binance is bigger, they're probably going to do it first, and then CoinSpot will either follow or they'll be shut down. It's that simple. I'm not going to be wearing an interview tuxedo. A Louis Vuitton outfit, like a tracksuit, a LV tracksuit, you know, just go all out. Looking at a poll, it's pretty close. 47% said dress to impress. 53% says dress normally, right? It's pretty close. Pretty close. You know, the thing is, I got to keep in mind, you guys know me, right? You guys watch me all day. But on the show, it is being shown to a whole different audience, right? People that are they're not watching YouTube, maybe just watching their streaming TV or TV in general, right? Around the world, there'll be millions of millions and millions not exposed to me. So I kind of think that I got to give a good impression to them. Johnny says, lost faith in Sol. I feel like they got lucky. Matic and Cosmos are project come back and not lose sleep over. Well, I don't disagree with you. I think Cosmos and Matic are fantastic projects. I feel like Sol, even outside FTX, there's just too many network problems. And I agree with you. They may have been lifted solely by FTX. So if it had it not been SBF or FTX, Sol may never have gotten this big. You know. Paul Gasol jersey retirement tonight? Oh, interesting. Coinbase exec said he thinks Ryoshi SPF. Hopefully that's not true. I'll probably wear some. I'm gonna wear 6 different kind of Jordans to represent. I don't have a good Jordan 1. Well, I actually do. I have one I've been saving. The Jordan 1 Low Dior's. They're god awful expensive. I never plan on wearing them, but I may have to. I have to represent a Jordan 1, a Jordan 3. Then I love 13, 12, 11. That's like 5, and I gotta pick one more. Adidas Mobster. That's still pretty close. Close to 700 votes. 53% says dress normally, which doesn't mean like a slob, just like, something nice, but 47% is like dress to impress. Yeah, I don't think I could dress to impress. I may, because I have to get a few outfits, so I may have to get a nice suit. Maybe I'll wear that one time. Other times will be more casual, something like that. Terrible taste in Jordan numbers? Are you serious? Those are the most popular Jordans, especially the 1 and a 3. What Jordans are you looking at? CL, no. I tried to, and then they got sold out right away. And I don't want to pay extra for it on StockX right now. I do have a lot of 13s ready, so I'm debating whether or not I should buy it. I have too many pairs of Jordans. So, I don't know. There's a few. There's that new Jordan 3, the white version. I forgot the name of it. That's coming out pretty soon. I've been looking, the cement white. I've been thinking about getting that. That looks pretty good. Just wear a nice simple suit and white shirt. I don't remember the last time. Actually, I do. The last time I wore a suit was when one of my best friends got married, and that was like 8 years ago, something like that. It's been a long time since I wore a suit. Even at work before, I never wore a suit. I just did a dress pants and some polo shirt or something. Look homeless as each episode progresses, get better and better. That would actually be funny, but I probably can't get away with that. I'll be honest, I don't like the look of 1s, but I do like the 3s. 3s are really growing on me. I think 3s have a really nice casual look. Will Algo survive this hack? Actually, unfortunately, I didn't know about it. I didn't see it. Did they get hacked? I have to look into it. But I'm assuming yes. Will miners throw in the towel if we go into a deep recession? No. Only if we go into deep, deep recession for Bitcoin only. If Bitcoin falls to 10,000 and stays there for a long time, then yes, they will capitulate. Otherwise, they're not. they actually keep increasing their hash power because they know what's coming. They know that this is the kind of like the people that own the oil, around the world, the oil fields or land or whatever, right? This is the same thing, except Bitcoin is even more scarce than oil. Dress like a crypto millionaire. What does a crypto millionaire dress like? Like slobs, right? Pretty much. No one rich in crypto dresses to impress. They all dress casually. White cement Jordan 3s are really nice. I saw 50 basis point a mile away. Well, I don't think you're alone, but you know what? We still have a few key pieces of economic data before the next FOMC meeting. So things could change. If the next payroll report comes out to be horrible, and then the CPI shows that inflation is still going down, well, then Powell has no choice but to remain at 25 basis point for the next hike. The just crawled out of mommy's basement look is losing favor. Good to know. Algorand's wallet provider, MyAlgo, users lost 9.2 million due to exploit. Ouch. So that is a wallet provider's problem, not an on-chain hack or anything like that. But still, kind of sucks. I didn't hear about it. My bad, but hopefully they can stop that in some way. Cal, appreciate it. Just wear jeans, dress shoes, nice blazer. Don't put too much thought into it. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm just like psyching myself out now, right? Because I've never been in front of... I don't know if there's an audience. I don't think there's an audience. But I've never been obviously on a huge show. And I'm hoping it does really well. I'm hoping it can become like The Voice or American Idol or Shark Tank, something as big and could really propel the industry and lift it forward, right? I'm hoping so, and I'm thinking the timing of it could be perfect because by the time it releases, the market should be much, much better. Anyways. All right, guys, I'll let you go. We'll see how the market is tomorrow. Powell is still going to be speaking, this time in front of the House. We'll see if he says anything different. But he has definitely spooked the market. He spooked Bitcoin a little bit, unfortunately, right? But you know what? We may be getting a boost because Gary may be on his way out. Right, he may be losing several huge cases, which would all be fantastic for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is still on track as we get closer to the next halving event, and the big boys still involved and accumulating, and that tells you something. So, smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right, and I'm going to end the poll. 47% says dress to impress. 53% says dress normally. All right, take care, guys. Bye-bye. Oh, wait, no, I got to show you this because I did talk about Ripple today. In case you don't know anything about Ripple or its case, check this out.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larson.